Hello and welcome back to goldstocktrades.com. Today we have a special guest with us, Greg Johnson. Greg is CEO of Metallic Minerals. Metallic can be traded as MMG on the TSX Venture and as MMNGF on the OTC. Thanks, Greg, for being here with us today.
Well, it's great to be back speaking with you again.
Greg, it's great to have you back. You have over 28 years of experience in precious metals exploration. Most notably, you were the exploration manager at Placer Dome, which is now Barrick. You also co-founded Novagold. Talk to us about your experiences in exploration, what you bring to an exploration story.
Yeah, well, my career actually, as you pointed out, started out in exploration with Placer Dome and the original founding of Novagold. I'm an exploration geologist by background, and really, it's one of my passions is the whole exploration, industry, and the excitement of going out and trying to unravel the puzzle on a particular project to find mineralization and resources. And what I'm particularly excited about with this new opportunity is that it's much like those early days at Novagold back in the early 2000s, when we had the opportunity to bring together a really experienced team and to focus our efforts in jurisdictions that we knew well. In that case, it was Alaska and Western Canada. And in this case, we're really looking at the same region, but Yukon is our focus. And the asset base this time is silver focused as opposed to gold. And we are working in one of the premier high-grade silver districts in the world, in the Keno Hill Silver District.
And the Yukon has gotten some recent interest, especially with the Goldcorp takeover of Kaminak and the reemergence of the one of the highest grade silver producers, Alexco, in the Yukon. Could you talk to us about the renaissance in the Yukon district, what's happened in the news recently with Goldcorp, and talk to us about this Keno Hill district where Alexco is getting a lot of attention?
Yeah, a lot of people are aware of the Yukon's history. I mean, the Klondike is one of the famous gold rushes from the turn of the last century. But beyond the Klondike, particularly the Keno Hill Silver District, really created as much or even more value than that original gold rush. And there's been mining in the Yukon, ever since. Mining is the number one industry for the Yukon. There's been a lot of exploration by juniors over the last decade or two. And as you noted, recently some of the majors have taken interest with the acquisitions recently by Goldcorp of Kaminak and their development stage gold asset. And then not that long ago, Kinross on another earlier stage exploration asset.
Greg, I always wondered, I've been a fan of silver, and, investors, gold bugs know that silver could even, when gold takes off, silver could even rise exponentially with great leverage compared to gold. Talk to us about this Keno Hill Silver District. What's unique about mining for silver in this district from where it's currently mined now in some riskier jurisdictions, and some of the grade comparisons between this Keno Hill District and the rest of the world?
Yeah, the Keno Hill Silver District was discovered not long after the Klondike discovery, and they've been mining here for over 100 years. What's really notable is it's one of the only primary silver producing regions in all of Canada. And recently, Alexco, who's the operator at Keno Hill, has been the only primary silver producer in Canada. Very high grades, historically grades over 1,300 grams per ton silver. And even the current resource and mine plan for Alexco is significantly higher grade than the other producers. And the thing that really stands out in terms of silver production is most of the world's silver is produced in Mexico, Bolivia, Argentina, areas with quite significant political risk, and which cause uncertainty for investors. And one of the things that's so exciting about this district is it's on a paved highway. It's got grid power. It has ports that are already built and operating. And it's got this tremendous history and what we believe is tremendous opportunity for new discoveries. We often say in the mining business, the best place to explore is right next to an existing mine or deposit. And in the case of the Keno Hill district, there are over 7 mines that have produced more than 20 million ounces. One of those producing over 100 million ounces of silver. So it really makes it a world-class district and a very exciting opportunity for the metallic minerals team to tackle.
So, Greg, take us a little bit more into this Keno Lightning project. It's located pretty much adjacent to Alexco's high-grade operations, and it's a pretty large land position in the district, and you have 4 high-grade historic deposits. So if you could kind of take us a little bit more into detail of what you have in this area.
Yeah, so as you point out, our project directly adjoins the Alexco ground in which they've been operating over the last dozen years or so. They've been producing some of the highest grade, silver in the world out of those mines, and their current mine plan has them producing an average of about 750 grams per ton. They've had recent exploration success. They have several new discoveries where they've been exploring a long trend from those historic producers. Our project is the second largest land package after Alexco in the district. Much of this ground has been tightly held really all the way back to the turn of the last century. So consolidation of this is giving us a huge opportunity to be able to have this land package. And 4 of the historic producers on our ground were some of the highest grades in the district, with grades well over 5,000 grams per ton from those historic mines. So our opportunity here is with our very seasoned exploration team to be able to understand the historic information, to look at it from a modern exploration point of view and employ some of the technology that's been developed over the last couple of decades, and to go in and really look for those areas that have the opportunity to create large new deposits that have been previously not recognized, and to be able to bring those to a resource stage down the road.
Greg, what's so important is the team when you're doing early stage exploration. Talk to us about the team that you have assembled with metallic minerals.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the team we put together. These are all individuals that I have worked with in the past, and really bring a complementary set of skills, to the company. Scott Petzel, who is really one of the leading explorationists in North America, worked with me both at Placer Dome as well as at Novagold and eventually Nova Copper. And so we're very excited to have him come on board. Scott, in addition to his work as project manager of mega projects like the Galore Creek copper, gold, silver project in BC, was also involved in the huge Donlin Creek discovery and development, as well as developments on some of the top base metal and precious metal projects in northern Alaska. Scott also has a background in high-grade vein systems, where he started out his early career. So we're really excited to be able to assemble our exploration team, under Scott Petzel. In addition, Susan Craig is really one of the leading figures in mining in the Yukon. She also is a Novagold veteran. She led the successful permitting process for the Galore Creek project when she was with Novagold. And she has developed really a connection base in government, First Nations, and industry that's going to be really fantastic value for our company and our shareholders as we advance through the various phases of exploration. And then lastly, Tim Thiessen, our new CFO. Tim has a background in mining, 20 years in accounting and finance, and I think it's really particularly noteworthy that he came out of the group at Endeavour that were some of the ones that really, started the concepts and spun out some of these ideas like Silver Wheaton and other, companies that really have become some of the leaders in our industry. We're also building the team, underneath these senior people. We're going to run lean and mean, but, we have a team that has been successful in the past, has spent much of their careers in this region. And I really think the combination of the team plus the properties we already have and those that would be looking to potentially pick up makes for a very exciting story that's going to be unfolding here with Metallic.
So, Greg, tell us about the next steps, what the team is working on right now.
Yeah, so one of the exciting opportunities when you have a district like the Keno Hill is there's been so much work that's been done in the past. And as often the case in mining, that work in the past may not have been compiled into a modern database that really allows you to go in and interrogate that data, understand it in a three-dimensional basis, and really understand where the opportunities lie. So we've already undertaken that type of compilation effort. Our objective is to be able to get to a predictive geologic model that can help us understand on our ground, as we look at these various productive mining areas, what the best targets are to look for the next, 20 plus million ounce deposit, in the district. And so that work is underway. We are looking at a number of attractive acquisitions as well that could add on to the property here at Keno, as well as other projects in the region that we think could be attractive for future discoveries and fit our theme of those districts that have top-tier company-making assets already, but that are underexplored. And we think that's really the sweet spot for lower risk in terms of potential for discovery and opportunity for long-term value creation for shareholders.
And Greg, we can conclude with, if you can highlight maybe the investment opportunity. Management owns a significant stake in the company. There's a tight share structure. Can you talk to us about the highlights from an investment opportunity?
Yeah, I think from an investment opportunity, this is one of those situations where you have a highly experienced team who has bought into the company. We are collectively owners of more than 25% of the shares. So we've got skin in the game. The share capital, as you pointed out, is quite tight, so success will show up in a higher share price. And with this combination of the team, the assets, and that capital structure, I think this is going to be one of those stories that has real potential for upside, much more than you would typically see in either a developer or a producer, with the fact that the share capital structure is so tight.
Greg Johnson, CEO of Metallic Minerals, which can be traded as MMG on the TSX Venture and as MMNGF on the US OTC. Thanks so much for being here with us today.
Well, really appreciate it, and I look forward to giving you updates in the future.